Welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And we get into what your boy Ace has been thinking about for the past 24 hours or so. I've had some long, sleepless nights. And shout out to everyone and thank you who joined the live last night. That was a lot of fun, our little free agency drinking session. We'll be back soon doing some more lives. With better technology. I'm consulting with the IT department, so hopefully the next live is much better, technology all around in terms of video quality, the call-ins, all that. So we're working on all that, but thank you all for joining. But I have been thinking that while this team is much improved, and a lot of us are happy, I genuinely can say I am a happy fan today. Our team is much better than we were yesterday. However, the one glaring miss for Mr. Tom Fitzgerald thus far in free agency has been that coveted top six forward, preferably a sniper of a winger for Mr. Jack Hughes. Jack desperately needs that guy with him, and we did not get one yesterday in free agency. While that's unfortunate, I was thinking, is there more to this? Is there something else going on in the universe that we're not privy to? Let's just take a look. The team is much improved. Let's take a look at what we're looking at as of now heading into the season. Again, this is not concrete, but if you look at some of the line combinations, and obviously, some of these guys could be shifted up or down depending and whatever else, but this is roughly what we're looking at right now. We have a top line with Jesper Bratt, Nico Hischier, Timo Meier. Love it. A second line of Palat, Hughes, Dawson, Mercer. Okay, and then our bottom six is looking nice. Cotter, Halla, Nason, Foot, Lazar, Bastion, and again, there might be another depth guy that bumps one of these guys out, potentially on the fourth line. We're going to see McDermott in some games, and someone else will come out. But in the end, these are roughly, the four lines we have. And while a lot of teams would kill to have these forwards, the glaring omission for everybody is still that winger for Jack, right? And so, is there something else going on? Is Fitzy not done yet? And let's just take a look at the defensive pairings. Again, these aren't in concrete. Maybe Siegenthaler gets bumped down. You might see some swapping around here. But we have pairings of Siegenthaler, Hamilton, Hughes, Pesce, Dillon, Nemitz. Pretty nice on paper overall. The forward group overall, while I still want that top six guy, pretty decent. And with our free agent signings for defensemen, the defensive pairings are looking pretty damn good, I would say. With Markstrom and net, I'm so excited for next season. The team will be much tougher to play against, much harder to score against. That goes without question. But what if I told you Tom Fitzgerald's greatest trick was still yet to come? And what if I told you that trick was landing none other than Brady Tkachuk? Now, listen. I'm not saying I'm not putting this out as a rumor. This is just speculation. Your boy's in his head. I'm still holding on to a sliver of hope. You guys all know I've been trying to bring Brady to NJ for months now. Absolutely love the man. And this is the biggest game hunt there is. This is absolutely the biggest game hunt possible, Brady Tkachuk. And now I'm not just trying to hold on to pipe dreams, completely unfounded, because that would be kind of crazy. But follow along here while I try to paint the picture of what I'm thinking. And again, this is not a rumor. This is just me talking out loud with all of you. And I want to see if you guys think there's anything to my crazy here, because I'm really trying to figure this out. And I've been thinking, and how did Fitz miss on the top six? All these things. And now I'm just trying to put it all together. And here's what I've come up with thus far. For the past few weeks, I've thought that Brady Tkachuk might stay put in Ottawa. They went out and got Ullmark. Maybe Staios, their general manager there, is really trying to put a competitive team around him, try to get to the playoffs, I guess, at least, and keep him happy and make him believe that there is some sort of bright future in Ottawa and to stay there. I thought that's what might be happening. And for a while, I thought Ottawa's going to try to revamp the team now, give it a go, see what happens this season, and hope that Brady doesn't want out next summer. I've speculated for a while that, unfortunately, even with getting Ullmark and whoever else they end up getting over the course of the summer, I do think the Senators will miss the playoffs under Travis Green, and at some point next summer, the speculations and whirlwind rumors will be flying around all over again when Brady does finally ask out, because I do believe this is the breaking point for him. If they go nowhere next year, I can't see him staying there. I think he's going to want to get out. But the biggest thing is, did all of you see Brady Tkachuk on the ice with his brother Matthew in Florida while Matthew was hoisting the cup and celebrating with his whole family? Did you see that? That had to be one of the most bittersweet moments for Brady Tkachuk, because while I'm sure he was thrilled for his big brother Matthew that he finally got his cup, the Tkachuk family name is on the cup. Their father played all those years, great player, NHL legend in my opinion. His name was never on the cup. The Tkachuk family name is now on the cup. Matthew got it done, and while Brady was ecstatic for him, I'm sure, I can't imagine he could not help but to feel some sort of way that, my God, I haven't even made the playoffs. And here I am on the ice. My brother just won a cup after going to the finals the year before and coming short. And here we are. Matthew is on the ice with the whole family, happy as can be with the cup, and he couldn't be further away from a cup at the moment. And so did that possibly plant more seeds or kind of stir shit up a little bit more for Brady to be like, you know what? Why am I going to waste another year? We all know how it's going to go. This guy just won a cup. I'm going to have to hear this from my brother forever. I need to get in the best possible scenario for myself now. And is it possible that behind closed doors, all of the pieces are maybe in motion? And again, pay attention, because this is what I've come up with over the past few days. As you all know, one of the bigger names rumored to be in any package, and again, this is just rumors and speculations, but one of the names that kept coming up in every article or story or other people talking about this, one of the names included was Dawson Mercer. You know, everyone thought that was a logical piece that would be going to Ottawa in a package for Brady Tkachuk. And now we know that the Devils and Mercer still have not ironed out his deal. It's not out yet. The details aren't out. It's not done. Is it possible? Is it possible that Fitzy and Ottawa are working together to try to accommodate the type of contract that Ottawa would like to get him on before he's dealt? So, you know, maybe Ottawa wants him locked up more long-term. Maybe they want more of the bridge deal. And maybe the holdup for this whole thing is that Fitz is trying to navigate with Ottawa the kind of deal they want in place with Mercer before they trade for him in a potential deal for Brady. I think that is very possible. This has been delayed now. You know, it could be anything. But I think if this was to happen, there is a chance that Ottawa kind of wants a say in the type of deal he's signed to before they trade for him. I definitely think there's something there. And so now I'm like, okay, if it is Mercer, you know, Nemitz has been another name thrown out, and a lot of people were like, we shouldn't trade Nemitz no matter what. You know, I'm not one of those people. I think when you have a chance to get a guy like Brady Tkachuk, you got to do what you got to do. But Nemitz has been another one of those names rumored. So then I thought, okay, what could a potential deal look like? What would this deal look like to make it work in terms of a balanced trade, making it work under the cap for the Devils? And this is what I've come up with thus far, and here it is. Something along the lines of Shimon Nemitz, Andre Palat, Dawson Mercer, and maybe an extra piece or two in exchange for Brady Tkachuk, and maybe an extra piece or two on that side, whether it's a roster player, a prospect, a pick, and that could go for both sides. Who really knows? But this seems to be fairly balanced in terms of what I think it really would take to get Brady Tkachuk here. And I think Palat would absolutely have to be a part of the deal because that $6 million is tying up a lot of our cap space. To be able to get Brady under the cap, you know, Palat and whatever Mercer is about to get paid essentially more than covers Brady Tkachuk's salary. So in terms of cap, it's working with the cap. And then again, like I said, there could be a couple smaller pieces added to each side to balance it out some more. But I think a deal of Nemitz, Palat, and Mercer for Brady, and again, plus whatever on each side, makes sense. I think that makes sense. And another reason we'll get to in a second why, another move that I think could be related to this is, well, I'll get to that in a minute, but let's just take a look what our forward lines could possibly look like with the acquisition of Brady Tkachuk. And then you look, again, this could be, you could swap some pieces around, but you have now, Brat, Nico, Timo Meier, and then on a 1B or second line, whatever you want to call it, Brady Tkachuk on Jack Hughes' wing. Oh, my God, guys. Can you imagine Brady and Jack together for years and years in Devils jerseys? It would be a thing of beauty. And then the question mark would be the right wing, right? That would obviously be the big question mark. personally, I think my fat ass could play right wing, and this would still be one of the best lines in the entire NHL. That's how good I believe Jack Hughes and Brady Tkachuk will be together. With that being said, with the question mark on the right wing there, it could potentially be someone early in our lineup. Someone will step up and fill that spot. I don't think it's going to have to be some miraculous player, to be honest. Like I said, because those two guys are so good, I just think someone that could complement them and help them out on that right wing. But that could be someone that we already have stepping up, or maybe another piece that comes from Ottawa in this big deal, or it could be someone, that makes it out of camp, another small trade, another free agent. There's tons of possibilities, but the table would be set now for the top two lines to be completely lethal like we all wanted, and maybe that is why Tom Fitzgerald has not gotten the top six help yet, because maybe this was his plan all along. The top six help was not obtained because he's working on this Brady deal, and maybe the Mercer contract hasn't been finalized yet because he's kind of figuring that out with Ottawa. And now people are like, oh, we can't lose Nemitz. Listen, I love Nemitz. I would try my hardest not to trade him, but in the end, if he's a sticking point for a deal for Brady Tkachuk, I am trading him, and I'm not looking back. So then we say, okay, well, how are you going to trade Nemitz? What does our defense look like? Well, then we look at the pairings here. Again, not in concrete. These guys could be kind of interchanged in terms of the pairings, but you would have Siegenthaler, Hamilton, Luke Hughes, Brett Pesce, and then you have Dylan and possibly the newly acquired Jonathan Kovacevic. Bang! This is where it all comes together for me. When we got Kovacevic, initially I thought this is a pure depth move. This is going to be a 7th or 8th defenseman. It's nice to have him, in case of injuries and things or someone struggles. He's kind of one of those guys we could throw into the lineup and hopefully not miss a beat. A lot of people believe that Kovacevic has extreme upside. A lot of people believe Kovacevic could be a serviceable third-pair defenseman. A lot of people believe that. Kovacevic is 6'5", 223. He is a big boy. And moving Nemitz out for him would also make the defense and the team overall heavier, edgier, more violent. Bang! So now I sit back and I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God, is there something here? Is crazy Uncle Ace onto something? And the reality is, this could just be a bunch of coincidences that have nothing to do with Brady Tkachuk, and I'm just continually looking to keep the dream alive. That is very possible. But I'm going to say there's a little sliver of a chance that Fitz didn't get the top six help because he's working on this Brady deal. The Mercer deal hasn't been finalized because he's kind of ironing it out with Ottawa. And Kovacevic was not really a purely depth move for a 7th or 8th defenseman, that he sees him taking the place of Nemitz when Nemitz goes the other way. Is it possible? I certainly think it is. And that would be the single biggest game hunting of Fitzgerald's career and of any GM in the NHL in recent years. Landing Brady Tkachuk in his prime to play on the wing with Jack Hughes would be, it's dream stuff. The highlight reels, everything would just be phenomenal. You guys know how I feel about Brady Tkachuk. I've talked about him for months on the program. I haven't talked about him for a while. But I think there could be something here. Again, I'm not saying this is happening. I'm not saying this is like a rumor. This is just me analyzing everything that's happened. And with Fitzgerald a few weeks ago laying out that he was looking for the 5 pieces in a goaltender, top 4 D-man, bottom 4 D-man, top 6 forward, bottom 6 forward, he did everything he set out to do except the top 6 forward. And it's like, how could you have missed? Because that is, it's all important. And I the defense and the goaltending was more important in my opinion. But the top 6 forward is huge. That is a huge piece that we don't have. And while I think we could be competitive and okay without it, it would be nice to get that addressed. And so now I just sit back here and I'm thinking, is there something to all this? Was Kovacevic signed and brought in with the expectation or intent of replacing Nemitz if he goes in a deal? The Mercer deal still not finalized. Is that because we're kind of trying to figure it out with Ottawa? And the top 6 never came because maybe it's Brady. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm not trying to be some kind of conspiracy guy, but I couldn't help but think about, is there something to all this? Not getting the top 6, Mercer's deal not done yet, Kovacevic. Are they intertwined? And is it part of the greatest master plan by Tom Fitzgerald in his tenure as a New Jersey Devils general manager. Is it possible? Let me know in the comments. I would love to see this happen. You guys all know how I feel about Brady Tkachuk, but I just was thinking about this late at night, and I'm like, it's just kind of weird. Like, how do you really miss on that top six? How do you do that? And then again, I'm like, the Mercer thing's getting held up. What's going on there? And, Kovacevic, was it truly a depth move? And so I don't know. I think there could be something here. I'm hoping there is. Let me know what you think in the comments. I would love to see Brady here. Hashtag bring Brady to NJ. And I can only hope that this is what's happening or some variation of this. Would absolutely love to see it. The fan base would just be on fire. We would just go nuts as a group. And again, I will have that huge party. This stupid microphone's killing me. If it does happen, we are partying somewhere for the Brady Tkachuk arrival. Absolutely. We will have a party in the streets somewhere. But let me know in the comments. I will talk to you all soon. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.